God, I just made a best trick shot ever.
First mission, beating the game on Kimido's console. Miyuki woke Kimido up in the morning. As soon as he opened his eyes, he was shocked to see her and asked why she had come into his room. Miyuki reminded him that she was the maid assigned to take care of him, so waking him up was part of her job. Without hesitation, she began to take off his t-shirt, which immediately startled him. Not long after, she also pulled down his pants. Kimido quickly protested, saying that was going way too far, and he could take care of it himself. Miyuki, however, insisted that it was her duty as a maid to seek him.
It's really hard to set
Kimido
this
was
up.
just a commoner, born with a muscle function perverted. That moment made Kimido realize that if he did not keep acting like he was into guys, there was no way he could survive in that place. Meanwhile, Reiko had already arrived at her classroom and was greeted by her friends. Back with Kimido, Miyuki asked him to enter through the back door instead of the front, since going in through the front would definitely cause a scene among the students. As he opened the door, he accidentally bumped into Aika. She asked what he was doing there. Unexpectedly, a crowd of students had gathered in the hallway, all talking about Kimido. Miyuki pointed out a better route for him to take, and Aika decided to follow. While walking together, Kimido mentioned that he finally understood why Aika often used that entrance. Aika asked why someone as popular as Kimido would even consider using it, then started wondering whether using that door might make her popular too. Aika reminded him that the Commoner Club activities would start that day. All that time, Kimido had been feeling uncomfortable because the maids kept following him around. He said that as a commoner, he was not used to having maids. Aika was surprised and immediately jumped down in her room.
Oh my gosh.
Kimido offered to tell her everything about how commoners live as long as she
I'm so
would
sorry,
tell him
guys.
what life was like at Seiken Academy. Aika said that all the complicated stuff would be explained by Reiko, since she was the student council president. Kimido asked why Aika could not just do it instead. Aika was surprised and asked why he would choose her over Reiko. Kimido said it was because Aika did not look like a noble at all, while Reiko was so beautiful that she seemed to have a whole aura of her own. To him, Reiko felt like she was from another world, and that made him nervous, unlike how he felt around Aika.
Well, guys,
Aika immediately
today
smacked
is
him,
the day I'll
called
show
him an
you my
idiot,
fight.
and told him to stay away
Am I
from
in
her.
here?
As they kept walking,
Sup,
Reiko suddenly
guys?
showed up and said she had been looking all over
Yeah.
Kimido. She was really happy to see him. She also
Today,
greeted Aika,
we will see
but
if I
as
can do
usual,
trick shot
Aika
with my
stayed
hidden
silent.
nose.
Reiko then
Alright,
asked
let's
Kimido
get
if she could
started.
have a moment of his time after school.
Hey, we finna
Kimido
get
agreed, which
lit.
made Reiko even more excited. She explained
Here
that
we go.
she and her friends were planning a
First
welcome
round.
party for him. They would all be waiting for
Oh,
him.
guys, I
She
missed.
even invited Aika before quickly walking away. Reiko then wondered if she had done something wrong to make Aika so upset. Kimido realized that Aika tended to get shy in situations like that.
Yes.
Reiko was definitely an outstanding student. She was great at English, skilled at flower arranging, and even her friends admired her for how beautiful her arrangements looked. On top of that, she was also amazing at the long jump. Her friends described her movements as graceful. When it was Aika's turn, she ended up falling during her jump. Reiko showed genuine concern for her. Then came Kimido's turn. He performed exceptionally
like and
well,
subscribe.
surprising everyone. No one expected him to jump that far, and the students started praising him for how impressive he was. After gym class, Kimido walked through the halls surrounded by Reiko.
We're going to keep on going until I hit it.
Reiko complimented him, saying she could not even imagine jumping like that. Kat commented that guys really were built differently, and Mizuhu said she could not even land as smoothly as he had.
I got that good boy.
Jeez, horse. Shop Etsy for affordable holiday decor with a vibe that's all you. Special starts on Etsy.
This Adam is on WhatsApp. Everyone here? Everyone on WhatsApp? Got the
These
location?
things,
Great.
if you
This
don't want to
Adam
be at the
is
channel, you don't have
everybody
to
here?
watch
Watch
it.
out.
I'm sorry.
That's the location
You don't have to
change
watch it.
prepared by our SVPs.
Please like and subscribe, guys.
It's time for WhatsApp.
Oh, no.
Thanks to this waterfront hotel on Booking.com, even Yankees fans are loving Boston.
Oh, no, we're keeping tabs on our rivals.
Guys.
With so many choices, you can be a fan of any U.S. city. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Kimido then asked where she had gone. The others assumed he was referring to Aika. Kimito explained that commoners usually use
Come
pronouns
on.
in reference to people, unlike nobles who tend to address others directly by name. Reiko asked if Kimito and Aika had talked that morning and mentioned that it seemed like the two of them were pretty close. Reiko guessed that maybe something was wrong with her and the others, since Aika had not wanted to talk to them at all. Kimito wondered if it would be okay to tell them that Aika just did not want to be disliked by Reiko and the rest. He eventually said that Aika would have her own reasons, and he asked them not to hate her for it. Reiko replied by asking why they would hate Aika in the first place. They had not done anything to upset her, but they were really glad Kimito told them that. That way they could try to become good friends with her. The other girls agreed and said they were sure it would work out.
Guys, did
They
you
were
see
willing
that?
to try.
It just landed
Later,
forward up.
Reiko and the others took Kimito to the school restaurant. Kimito was stunned by how fancy the place was. Every student there stared at him, watching his every move. At that moment, Kimito had become the center of everyone's attention. He was so nervous that he tripped. When he looked at the menu, he could not understand anything written on it. Reiko asked what he wanted to order. Kimito said he wanted Japanese food, so Reiko and the others decided to order the same
Please
thing.
like and subscribe.
To everyone's surprise, what got served was instant cup noodles. Miyuki was the one who brought them out, thinking instant noodles were a staple food for commoners. Kimito told her that commoners did not eat that every day. When Miyuki asked if Kimito was refusing the food, Reiko suddenly jumped in and asked if instant cup
Watch
noodles
this,
were
guys.
actually food,
Guys.
since they smelled so different. Kimito was surprised that Reiko had no idea what they were. He asked if she at least knew what Reiko
Type in the
was, but
comments
she
if you
just
know the
said
song.
she thought
Type
she had heard of it before.
Song.
Kimito
And I
explained
bet
that
in my
instant
head,
cup
each
noodles were a simple
6, 7
version of ramen.
comment.
You just add hot water, and they are ready to eat. Reiko and the others were shocked to learn that all it took was hot water to make it. They had never thought of that before, and they were confused about why the container had so much writing on it. Some of them even compared it to old Imari porcelain that also had decorative writing.
I'm talking about
Kimito told them
eating.
that sometimes commoners ate that kind of food. When Reiko opened hers, she was amazed that it was actual
Throw that
food
wham
that came with seasoning packets. Mizuho was curious about how it worked and how just adding hot water could change its form. Kimito offered to let them try it. Reiko encouraged everyone to eat the cup noodles. Reiko asked Miyuki to hand out the noodles to the rest of the class. She said porcelain bowls were not worthy of holding the cup noodle treasure Kimito had shared with them, and told her to serve it on their best plates instead. Once the noodles had been passed around, the students grew curious about how it would taste, since the smell was so pleasant. Kimito was confused because he did not think the flavor was anything special. Reiko thanked Kimito and invited everyone to start eating.
God, I'm
To
sorry about
Kimito's
that.
surprise, they all said it was absolutely delicious. He could hardly believe what he was hearing. Kaya said it was her first time ever trying something like that. Mizuho thought the broth was so savory and the texture of the noodles was truly unique. Maya even got hooked on the taste. For Reiko, it was an experience like nothing she'd ever had before. She said she never knew a food like that even existed. She would remember it for the rest of her life. Kimito could not believe how a simple meal could
Watch
cause
this
such a
guy.
fuss. Meanwhile, Aika was eating lunch alone.
Oh,
To her, being away from everyone else actually felt kind of nice. Reiko brought Kimito to his welcome party. Kimito felt happy and thanked Reiko for it. Reiko
This is
said
for
she
you
was just
guys.
glad she got to organize something like that. Then she invited her
I've
friends
gotta
to raise
make
their
this.
glasses for Kimito as the new transfer student. The welcome party was incredibly fancy, complete with a violin
I'm
performance
so
and dancing.
sorry, guys.
Reiko
I'm
asked if
trying
something
to.
was wrong
This
with
is
the party,
actually for
but
you
Kimito
guys.
said he was just impressed that she could pull off something like that.
I'm sorry, guys.
Rieko told him that he was the impressive one, surrounded by a world they had never known
This is
before.
actually for you
She felt that
guys.
Kimito had opened her eyes to a completely different perspective, and she was genuinely happy to be praised by someone like him. Rieko then invited Kimito to dance. However, he turned
Guys,
her down,
this
explaining that
actually
she could
for
not
you.
dance and had never danced
That was
before.
done goofing
Rieko
around.
apologized for not realizing that. Kimito then agreed to give it a try and asked her to show him how. Rieko happily accepted. She was
Guys,
clearly
it's gonna go
nervous as
around.
they got started.
Sorry.
At first, Kimito
This is
felt like he
actually
might
for
be
you
able to
guys.
pull it off, but as they continued, their movements got faster, and they began spinning around wildly. Rieko assumed it was some kind of infinite dance style
Yeah,
and
we
figured it
thought
must be how commoners
I was
dance.
going not
Eventually,
make
she
y'all.
started to feel dizzy and lost her grip.
Alright,
Kimito
this is
caught her
actually
just
for
as the
you
music
guys.
ended. The other students burst into applause at their performance. Later that
Oh.
evening, Aika came to Kimito's room,
Oh.
clearly annoyed because she had been waiting for a
You
long
didn't see
time.
that.
Kimito explained that Reiko and the others
Oh.
had taken him to the welcome
No,
party
I hit
and
that.
then
I hit
asked
that.
if Aika was supposed to attend as well.
No, I hit that.
Aika insisted that Kimito tell her everything
Oh,
he knew about
Editor,
commoners for
cut
the
that. Oh
activities.
my god.
Kimura asked for a moment to
This
think
actually
about what kind of
guys,
things
I'm
Kamino's
freaking you.
usually did.
I'm freaking you.
While he was thinking, Aika browsed through his bookshelf and asked what kind of books those were. Kimura told her they were comic books. She picked up one titled Avatar. Kimura was surprised that she had never heard of it.
It's a prank. Oh, and yes.
Kimura was even more surprised that she did not know how to follow the panels. Explained that it was read from right to left, top to bottom. Arika started reading it and seemed to get into it quickly.
But
She ended up reading
guys,
more than
this is
just one
accurate.
volume.
I'm freaking all of you guys.
Kimura asked what she thought of the comic. Arika admitted that she was shocked and asked why Kimura had never told her about it before. About how all high schoolers
I'm
are
freaking all of you.
paranormal, like in the
Hey,
comic.
Mark.
Kimura started to realize how naive Ayuka really was. He figured she probably believed everything she had read in the comic.
Actually, for
Arika
guys.
declared that she was going to become a paranormal too.
I'm freaking
If
you.
commoners could do it, then there was no way a noble woman like her could not. Kimura could
I'm
not believe she
freaking you
actually took the
guys.
story seriously.
Funny jokes.
Arika went on to say she would show her avatar to the other students, and then everyone would admire her, and she would become popular. She even added that even if she became the most popular girl in class, she would still talk to Kimura.
No, guys, that was a prank.
Kimura figured she
See,
might
it's
need to
a
start
prank.
practicing, though
Look at
not
this.
anything straight out of a comic. He taught her a simple move for stopping
See,
time.
I told you
He told
guys.
her to give it a shot. Once Aika performed the move, Kimura pretended to freeze so she would think it had worked.
I'll do 3
Aika
shots.
was
I don't know
thrilled,
if
thinking
it'll
she had actually done it.
be
She even showed her
bye, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. But
Then
today,
she decided she wanted to write
peace
Ichijincho
out.
on his forehead. But instead, she suddenly leaned in as if she